Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to Korean language class. You can see in your notebook. Can every one of you see the notebook now? The Korean language?
Yes.
Okay, for March 2. So you can see in the first slide, it's written there in English, Korean language. Okay, what is Korean language in Korean? 한국어. 한국어. Okay. Yeah, 말 is pure Korean or is Hanja. So what is the difference between pure Korean and Hanja? Let me tell you. Pure Korean is used colloquially and naturally among the Korean people. Hanja is used if you want to look something like official, like in business. Okay. Okay, let me ask you first. In your country, do you also use English aside from your mother tongue? Okay. Is English also one of the official language in your country? Okay. No, it's not.
Not in government sector, sir, but maybe in private sectors.
Okay, another question. In your country, if you go to government office for registration of business or to file birth certificate of your children, do you also use English aside from your mother tongue?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If in Malaysia,
Okay.
I need to use two main language. I mean, like English for my working, because I'm working with international company. So sometimes we will deal with people from India and so on. So we need to use English. So when deal with government things, I mean, going to hospital or so on, I will using Bahasa Malaysia, and my mother tongue only with my family.
Oh, okay.
That's my thing.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing. I ask you these questions for the purpose of explaining about the use of Hanja, which is Chinese letters used in Korean language, and Gugo, which is pure Korean. Okay, I ask you those questions for you to understand. So let me tell you, in Korea, we can use all the words 100% in Korean without using any Hanja. It is possible. Okay. However, Hanja had been used for centuries in history, so it has been part of Korean culture and life in Korea. So Hanja, which is Chinese letters used in Korean language, they are used simultaneously in Korea together with pure Korean. Okay, then what is the difference? When do we use pure Korean and when do we use Hanja? Okay, for example, in birth certificate or applying for passport, you are going to write your name. Okay, you will write your name in pure Korean, and they will ask you to put also to supply Hanja. Okay, Hanja, which is the letters from Han Dynasty in China. Okay, those are the Chinese letters, because, for example, one word in Korean can have different kind of Hanja. Okay, so for example, I will say Han. Can you read the Chinese letter down there? 한국어. Can you see?
한국어.
Yeah. So look at this Hanja there below Han. This Chinese letter or Hanja means Korean people or Korea. But there is another word Han, which is Han Dynasty. And there are so many different Hanja. So sometimes for us to understand what's the exact meaning, so we can use the pure Korean letter and that will be supplied in parentheses, inside parentheses with the Hanja. Okay, let me tell you another example. For example, in the Philippines, the national language is Tagalog. no, our friends from other places, they said, no, it's not Tagalog. Tagalog is the language of Filipinos near Manila and around. So our friends in other places inside the Philippines, they will say the official language of the Philippines is Filipino, okay? And Filipino is the official language of the Philippines. Now, in the Philippines also, the people in the Philippines speak Filipino, but they also speak English, and in the official documents, they also use English, okay? So do you do that also in Malaysia and India?
In Malaysia, we will for official document usually in Bahasa Malaysia. They didn't use English.
Okay.
But so like other, if you deal anything that related with the international level, then only we were using English.
Okay. So in Korea, we do not speak Chinese. We do not speak Chinese, but Hanja is used in Korean language. Although it is possible to use Korean 100% without Hanja, but Hanja is also used to make it richer, okay, in the usage. Okay, maybe today that will do. Do you have some questions about that?
Sir, I have a question when you mentioned about Hanja and Hangul. So just recently I watched some drama like where people, dead. So they usually for the name, they will write down in Hanja, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw in Chinese character usually.
Yeah, so Hanja and Hangul, they are used together. So Hanja are included inside Hangul. So Hanja, the Chinese letters from China, it is included in Korean language, which is Hangugo. I think the same, it is the same in Japanese. Okay, so Japanese language can use 100% without Hanja, but also they can incorporate. Okay, so China, Japan, and Korea are very much related together. Okay, so because we are neighboring countries, Korea is in between China and Japan. So on the northern side of Korea is China, southern side is Japan. Okay, how is the relationship with Malaysia and Indonesia? You are also neighboring country, right, Alan?
Yeah, neighbor. And the language also almost similar. I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand Indonesia very well because the language is similar. I can understand what they are speaking.
Yeah, we are the same, similarly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Iya, kita sama
Yeah.
aja.
Sama-sama.
Okay, let me share with you one thing about that. President of Korea had been to Indonesia. Okay, and as you mentioned, the language of Malaysia and Indonesia are very similar, right? It is this Bahasa. How do you call the language of Malaysia?
Bahasa Malaysia.
Bahasa Malaysia.
Bahasa Malaysia. Bahasa Malaysia.
How do you
Bahasa Melayu.
call the language of Indonesia?
Bahasa Indonesia.
Yeah, Bahasa Indonesia. So I think two languages of Malaysia and Indonesia are similar, correct? Am I right?
Yes.
How about the people? Also, are they also similar people, the race?
Yeah, actually they have a similar because we call it as one term that we are using. We are like Nusantara, am I right? They are orang Nusantara. So that means they are from one clan. They have a Bugis, Javanese,
Many.
Padang. So they all mix it up actually.
Yeah, what I want to tell you, Alan, is this. When President of South Korea went to Indonesia, he was trying to greet in Bahasa Indonesia, but he made a mistake. That he spoke something like Bahasa Malaysia, okay, because it is similar. So some people commented like in Malaysia is it Salamat Petang? Salamat Petang,
Yeah,
Salamat Malam. Yeah,
Selamat petang, selamat malam,
and
selamat
I
pagi.
think in Indonesia is Selamat Siang, right? Am I right? Selamat
Iya.
Siang.
Selamat siang, selamat
Iya.
sore, selamat malam.
Yeah, so
yeah.
so although Bahasa Malaysia and Bahasa Indonesia are similar, there are certain distinctiveness. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was the issue that when the president of Korea went to Indonesia, he was not careful to say about the distinctiveness. He thought the language is the same. Okay, anyway, what I am saying is like this, that in learning the language, I think we have to be more considerate and we have to be careful to show the respect of the language. So I think if we do not know very well, I think sometimes better not speak it. We may make mistake, but sometimes people may understand. Anyway, so in Korea, as I mentioned, the Korean language, which is Hangugo, and also in Japanese language, which is Nihongo, Hanja is incorporated. Okay, so I said the usage is usually we use only Hangul, the Kugo, the pure Korean. But some of the words that are very difficult and very deep, Hanja is preferred there. Okay, so we use Hanja together with Hangul. Okay, so can we go on now to our class?
Ya, selesai.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, okay, so let's go on to next slide. Vocabulary niun. Can you say niun? Yeah, niun is the second alphabet, second consonant of Korean language. I want to say Selamat siang to Sora down there. So, okay, Migi is there. Eunha, good afternoon, good day. Hello, everybody. Today, let's study vocabulary, Korean language vocabulary niun. Okay, niun plus a vocabs. Can you see it? Niun plus a. Okay.
En plus A.
Yeah, can you see it in the note? Okay. Okay, let us say na.
Na.
What is na?
Me.
Me.
Yes. Yeah, it can be I, it can be me. For example, if you say 나는, that is I am, or I do, using the subject particle 는. If you say 나를, 를 is object particle, so in that way, it is me. So na can be pronoun either I or me. Okay, so what is you in Korean?
No.
Yes, no. Okay, let's say together. 나, 너. I, you. 너, 나.
No. Na.
You, me. You, me. Okay, so 좋아해요.
좋아해요.
What is 좋아해요?
It's I love it.
I like.
I like you.
Yeah, 좋아해요 is I like. I love is 사랑해요. Okay, if you remove 요 after 좋아해요, it becomes common 좋아해.
좋아해.
Okay, can you say 나 너 좋아해? Can you say that?
나도 좋아해.
Okay, can you say another way? 너 나 좋아해?
너 나 좋아해.
Okay, that's a Korean song. Let me sing one more time. 나 너 좋아해? 너 나 좋아해? Can you say?
나도 좋아해. 너 나 좋아해.
Okay, that means I like you, you like me. Okay, okay. 나 너 좋아해, 너 나 좋아해. Okay, so what is 나가다?
나가다.
To go out. Okay. Archaeologist in Korean. Archaeologist in Korean. But I don't want to give any word out of guess.
Archaeologist.
Yeah. Archaeologist in Korean. means 고고학. According to Mr. Google, it is 고고학. Okay, okay, okay. Let me say as we go on. Today Mr. Google is very famous because anything you have question, you're welcome. He can answer. However, Google translation is by computer, so depending on situation, sometimes it make weird translation. Am I correct? Do you agree?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
friend also comment, so the sound is not exactly the correct one.
Yeah, I went to Kota Kinabalu and I tried to speak Bahasa to the people using Google, but I find that sometimes it's weird. Okay, so if we talk, yeah, am I correct, Alan?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, but it helps sometimes. Okay, okay, let's say Nagada.
Nagada.
Nagada is to go out. Oh, okay. Papago. Okay, we will consider that. Nagada. How do you say I go out? Nagayo.
Nagayo.
Okay. How do you say please go out? 나가세요.
Nagayo.
나가세요. Okay. 나가다 is to go out. What is to come in? 들어오다. Okay, I will put there in the chatting box. 들어오다. Okay, I put there. 들어오세요. 들어오세요. Please come in. Okay. 나가세요.
Nagayo.
Please go out. 들어오세요. Yeah, for example, we have this Korean language class table. So we can say, 들어오세요. Please come in. Okay. 어서 오세요. What is the difference between 들어오세요 and 어서 오세요? Anyone knows? Yes. Yes. 어서 오세요 is welcome. 어서 오세요 means come quickly. 어서 means quickly. 오세요 is please come. So 어서 오세요 means welcome. So if you are inside the restaurant, you are waiter or waitress, you are welcoming the guest. You say 어서 오세요. Can you say 어서 오세요? Yeah, I will put 어서 오세요 in the chatting room. One more time. 어서 오세요. Okay, so but 어서 오세요 is welcoming them to your place, but 들어오세요 comes from the 들어오다, which means to come in. So if you want them to come in, say 들어오세요. Okay, how do you say please go out? 나가세요. But if you say 나가세요 is a bit rude, you are letting somebody go out. How do you say a bit more respect? 나가주세요. Okay, in Korean word, if you use the word 주세요, which means to give, that means a humble request. Okay, so let's make a difference. 나가세요. Go out. 나가주세요. Please go out. What is welcoming? 어서 오세요. Okay, please come in or welcome. Please come inside. 들어오세요. Okay, how do you use something more request, just like 나가주세요, which is to please go out. How do you say please come in? 들어와 주세요. 주세요. Okay, 주세요 means please give. If you use it after verb, that means more request with respect, with humility. Okay. 들어오세요. Please come in. 들어와 주세요. Okay. 나가세요. Go out. 나가 주세요. please go out. What is the simple common way say go out? 나가.
나가.
Okay, what is the common way to say come in? 들어와.
들어와.
Okay, what is the common way to say come? 와.
와.
Okay. Please go. 와요.
가요.
와요.
Please come. More respect. 가세요.
가세요.
That is please go. More respect to come. 오세요.
오세요.
Okay, say 나가세요.
나가세요.
Please go out with more respect. 나가주세요.
나가세요.
Okay, 들어오세요.
들어오세요.
Please come in. 들어와 주세요.
들어와주세요.
Okay, so that's about 나가다. What is 나가다? To go out. Okay. Okay, now 나누기. 나누다. Say 나누다.
나누다.
나누다 is to divide. What is the noun? How do we make noun? Remove 다 and replace with 기. Okay, say 나누기. Okay, 나누다 is to divide. 나누기 is dividing. Okay, the same thing. There are four things that we know in mathematics. Okay, 더하다. Can you say 더하다?
좋아하다.
Yeah, 더하다. I wrote in the chatting box. 더하다 means to add. How do you make 더하다 into noun? 더하기. Okay, 더하다 is to add. 더하기 is addition. Okay, adding. So in Korean language, if you see the word 다 at the end, that is the verb. Okay, this kind of mathematical word 더하다, which is to add, becomes noun by putting 기. Okay, 더하다, 더하기. Okay, 더하다 is to add, 더하기 is adding or addition. What is subtraction? Say 빼다. Okay, I'm going to write in the chatting box. Okay, can we read 빼다?
빼다.
Yeah, 빼다 is to remove or to subtract. How do we make this 빼다, which is the verb, into noun? Change 다 into 기. So what does it become? 빼기. 빼기. Okay, so okay, let's say 더하다, 더하기. 더하다 is to add. 더하기 is noun, adding or addition. 빼다, 빼기. Okay, now multiplying. 곱하다. Yeah, 곱하다 is to multiply. How do you make it noun? 곱하기. Okay, so please use our notebook and chatting box at the same time. Okay, because some of the words are not in the notebook, so I'm going to supply in the chatting box. Okay, what we see in the notebook is 나누다, which is to divide. How do we make 나누다 into noun? 나누기. Okay. 나누기. Okay, what is Korean word to add? 더하다. Okay, what is the noun? 더하기. Okay, what is to subtract or to remove? 빼다. Okay, what is the noun? 빼기. Okay, what is multiplication? 곱하다. How do you make it noun? 곱하기. Okay, let's see them together. 더하다, 더하기. Okay, what is 더하다, 더하기? To add and to addition. Okay. 빼다, 빼기. What is 빼다, 빼기? To subtract. Okay.
Subtraction.
Okay. 곱하다, 곱하기.
Kohada. Ghagi.
What does it mean?
Multiplication.
and
Multiply.
Yeah, to multiply and multiplication. Okay. Last one. 나누다, 나누기. Okay. How do we say in Korean 1 plus 1? We use the word 더하기. Can you say 더하기? Okay. How do you say 1 plus 1 in Korean? What is 1 in Korean? 일. Okay. Use the. Okay. In Korean word, there are two ways to say the number. Okay. Yeah, 일. Okay. For example, 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. That is pure Korean. In Okay. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. So what is 1 plus 1? 1 더하기 1. 1 더하기 1 means this one 은. Okay. 1 더하기 1은 that means 1 plus 1 is. So what is 1 plus 1? Anyone knows the answer? Yes. In English, 2 in Korean, can you say 이? Okay, so 1 plus 1 is 2. How do you say that in Korean? 1 더하기 1은 2. Okay. Okay, how do you say 2 plus 2 equals 4? 2 더하기 2는? Okay, the subject particle 은 is changed to 는 because 이 is ending in vowel. Okay, 1 is ending in consonant. So subject particle is 은 and 는. Okay, let's say 2 더하기 2는. Okay, anyone knows the answer? 2 plus 2. What is 2 plus 2? 4. 4 is 4. Okay, let's say 2 더하기 2는 4. Okay, however, there is a Korean song. Do you know the song of 귀요미?
Yes, 네.
Yeah, 귀요미. 더하기 3은 귀요미. 4 더하기 4도 4 더하기 4도 귀요미. Take a notice there. I told you that 은 and 는, these are subject particles. Do means also. Okay. Okay, let's sing the song together. 1 더하기 1은 귀요미. Can you sing? 1, 2, 3, go. 1 더하기 1은 귀요미. 2 더하기 2는 귀요미. 3 더하기 3은 귀요미. 귀요미. How use the word also. 4 더하기 4도 귀요미. Daughter, my daughter, the first child was with me. She makes me smile by singing this song. 1 더하기 1은 귀요미, 2 더하기 2는 귀요미. And she uploaded that in Facebook. And my friend said, "Oh, what is that? You are very old. You are singing the song for the children. But because I'm good, I forgive you." Okay. Anyway, my friend said, okay, say 1 더하기 1은 귀요미. Yeah, I'm living 6 years as cancer survivor. Not only surviving, but living better life because of God's love. Okay, anyway, let's say 나누다. 나누다 is to divide. 나누기. What's the answer? Oh. Okay. Anyone knows? 2 plus 2. What is the answer? No. 2 plus 2. 4. Okay. 2 더하기 2는 4. Okay. No more 귀요미. This is mathematics. If you put the answer 귀요미, teacher will say wrong answer. Okay. So you have to see if it is mathematics class or comics class. Okay. Running Man. You like Running Man? Lee Kwang-soo. Those are comic things. Okay. So sometimes we watch those to laugh. Sometimes we watch drama to cry. But we watch also. Yeah. Oh, my son brought pizza. Thank you, son. Okay. What is this? Pizza Hut. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Take care, son. Okay. Okay. Some of you know my son. Anyway. Okay. Let's go on. What is multiplication? 곱하기. Yeah. How do you say 2 times 2? 2 곱하기 2. 야, 2 곱하기 2는 4. Well, can you see here? 2 더하기 2는 4, right? 2 plus 2. Okay, let's say 알라는 멋져요. Can you say 멋져요? What is 멋져요? 멋져요 means coming from the 멋지다, which means charming or handsome. Okay, say 알라는 멋져요. Okay, how do you use the, to say somebody is handsome, but to say also somebody is handsome. Say 도. Okay, say 나도 멋져요. 어, 라마도 예뻐요. 다 예뻐요. 다 is all. Okay, all are pretty. Okay, let's go to 나타. Yeah, nata means to give birth. Okay, so your mother gave birth to you. The word for giving birth is nata. Okay, how do you say somebody gave birth? 낳았어요. Okay, mother gave me birth. Mother bore me. Okay, what is the difference between 가 and 는? Anyone knows the subject particle 가 and 는? What is the difference 엄마가 and 엄마는? Anyone knows? 가 and 엄마는? Anyone knows?
Possessiveness.
Okay, more, try more. Okay.
Past tense, present, something.
Okay, let me say, 은는 is subject particle. 은는 is subject particle that comes after pronoun and noun to make a pronoun and noun to be a subject case in Korean sentence. 은는, 은 comes after consonant, 는 comes after vowel. Now, what is the difference? 이 and 가. Okay. 이 comes after consonant, 가. Say 엄마가. Okay, the subject particle 가. 엄마는. Okay, subject particle 는. So what is the difference between subject particle 가 and 는? If you use the word 가 as subject particle, it talks more of action. Okay, action. If you use the word 는 or 은, it talks of description. Do you get it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 은는 is subject particle for description. 이가 is subject particle for action. Okay, let's. Of 엄마가. You do not say 엄마가 예뻐요. It could be, but it is more preferred to use 는. Okay. Okay.
For
Question?
example, like mother is cooking, right?
Yes.
Mother is cooking, 엄마가
엄마가 요리하고 있어요. 요리하고 있어요. Okay. 요리하고 있어요. 있어요. Okay. Can you read it? 요리하고 있어요.
요리하고 있어요.
Okay, say 요리.
요리.
요리 is cooking. The verb is 요리하다.
요리하다.
Okay, 요리해요.
요리해요.
I am cooking. 요리하고. Cooking and continuous action 있어요.
있어요.
Okay, let me say the basic word is 요리 is cooking. 요리하다 is the verb to cook. 요리해요, I cook. But if you say present progressive that I am cooking, you put the word 요리하고 있어요. Okay, can you say 요리하고 있어요?
공부.
How do you make it basic verb? 공부하다.
공부하다.
Okay, 하다 is to do, 공부 is study. 공부하다 is to study. How do you say I am studying? I study.
엄마가 요리해요.
Mother is cooking. Say 알란 씨가 공부하고 있어요.
알란
아저씨가 공부하세요.
Mr. Alan is studying. Say 사랑하다.
사랑하자.
Okay, what is 사랑?
이뻐.
Love. Okay, what is to love? 사랑하다. How do you say I love? 사랑해요.
사랑해요.
How do you make it present progressive? 사랑하고 있어요.
사랑하고 있어요.
Okay, 리안가가 사랑하고 있어요.
미야.
You can watch the video in YouTube. Okay, say 자다. Say, I am sleeping. 자고 있어요. Okay, this word 있어요 means there is, but you can use the word 있어요 to make present progressive. Okay, say 엄마가 저를 낳았어요. 낳았어요. Mother bore me. Mother bore me. Mother gave me birth. Okay.